Okay, I had someone request that I do a drill, and I'm thinking I could probably use this piece of odd stone. It's odd because it feels like a silicified sandstone, and it looks kind of weird too. But I think I can get a long drill out of it. I'll work on these in a little while. It naps okay, but it could get a little quirky. But if I pressure flake a lot of it, I think it'll work. Quirky means it'll be good in some areas and bad in other areas. Because I can see a band of stuff right there that might be easier to nap. There may be various areas in here that are easier. I was napping it the other day just to see what it looked like. It started out as a wonky piece, like normal. It's flat now, but it was wonky earlier. Or I think it was last week sometime. Before I made the announcement that I'm going to nap everything on video. So everything I try now, with rare exceptions, is going to be on video. Okay. So I'm going to level this out or regularize it or whatever on the edge. First, see what I can do. Yeah. It's still kind of difficult. Yeah, this side's easier. All right. All right, so what do I talk about during this? This is going to be a lot of pressure flaking. Lots and lots of pressure flaking. Well, I was listening to a book on neuroscience. This was last year, but I still remember that book. I picked neuroscience as one of the books that I listened to because a lot of hoopla is being made of certain wannabe intellectuals these days. They're claiming that neuroscience has shown that there is a possibility that our decisions are not made consciously, right? In fact, they probably are not made consciously. That means we don't have any choice really in our decisions. They're unconscious. So I've been thinking about that. There's no way to, at this time, to prove that. Anyway, I was listening to the book on neuroscience, and it turns out that we know very little about the subconscious or the way the brain works. Very little. So to make a statement like that goes beyond what we know about the science. For one, that's the first thing. Second thing is, they think they can hook up wires to us and determine that the subconscious is working behind the scenes because there's activity on the monitors. When you hook up the wires to the brain, there's activity on the monitors before we actually make a conscious decision, or so-called conscious decision, the way they define it. because they don't believe in the conscious decision. That's why I say so-called. From their point of view. I think we do make conscious decisions, just to be clear, but some of the neuroscientists that are intellectual wannabes are saying that we don't have a choice, really. And the decision-making process is mysterious and all that. Yeah. The reason why it's important is because in Flintknapping, the way I Flintknap, a lot of the work is subconscious. And a lot of the work is conscious. I can tell when it's subconscious or conscious. And I try to remember my dream states, because that's subconscious, right? Your dream state is basically subconscious. What can I do in a dream state? What am I able to do? Am I able to Flintknap in my dream? And, I Flintknap all the time. I should be able to do stuff. I mean, I can run and walk and talk and do all kinds of stuff in my dream. So I suppose I could do that subconsciously. But every time I try to Flintknap, because I have dreams like that, I end up looking for stone and not really working it. What I do is look for it, because I don't think I'm understanding what to do as far as napping in the dream. But I know what it is to look for stone. Like just last night, I was having a dream that I was looking for stone. Everywhere that I go now, it seems, there's a possibility that this idea could pop into my head that, I gotta look for stone here. Yeah, you guys got any nappable stuff here? Look around. You gotta, the possibilities could be endless. Yeah. So I end up looking for stone, but never napping it. Never sitting here napping it. I don't think the subconscious really understands anything in the napping process except the muscle memory stuff. How hard to hit, and the basics, just the basics, the muscle memory type stuff. And maybe the little subtleties. Of how hard to hit after doing it thousands of times. What the heck? Oh yeah, we got a delivery. It's dark already and they're still making deliveries. Hello. Okay. You too. Oh, okay. Delivery. Speedy delivery. It comes from Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. What was I talking about last video? I was talking about diet and a bunch of other stuff. Anyway, the neuroscientists, that's what this video I'm talking about. Or a subconscious and conscious. Anyway, I was watching another video. All right. I was watching another video. That was just, too much force. Too much force. But I had to try to eliminate that lump. That wouldn't be too bad. I mean, I did remove some of that lump. But yeah, that's just a clean snap. There's no defects in the material. That's just a clean snap with too much force. Okay. I'll put that in the brogues and bifaces. Let's see. Do we have anything else? Anything else? Let me see. Hold on a second. I'm going to get something from my bin. I have a bin back here. Let me see. I can't guarantee this is going to work. It's one of the largest pieces that I have left from the Knapping. Yeah. All right, let's try this. I didn't want to get into heavy duty Knapping today, but oh well. This looks like the quality might not be bad. And it's probably big enough for a large drill. Oops. Yeah, I got some. There's some nastiness in this one. At least right there near the cortex. Maybe that's it. There's some here. See, right under the cortex, there's a bunch of nastiness. That stuff. All right, so that's the first step, trying to peel that off. Peel off the cortex and all the other weird stuff going on. Okay. Just under the cortex. So in this case, the best material might not be right under the cortex. So here's an exception to the rule. See that? This particular cortex, and this might, I'm tempted to say that that would be fire damage, but that'd be too recent. If it was still charcoal in there, yeah, it would probably just mold. Yeah, but maybe it's fire damaged. Anyway, even if it's fire damaged, I can still make something out of it. I'm going to nap everything. Remember, anything and everything on video. Snaps and all. Yeah. Yeah, I do need to. This is okay. I need to skin a lot of this off. Okay. Ouch. With the internal flaws, it really limits what you can do. I hit the bucket I was sitting on, or I am sitting on. This is not bad material. It does kind of feel heat treated. Yeah, it does kind of feel heat treated. Yep. But I'm not going to give a definitive answer. I don't know for sure. This is not one of my pieces. Not one of my pieces that I heat treat, or that I heat treated. Ooh, it feels nice. It feels like it might work. I've already lost a considerable amount of length. Just getting rid of the turtleback on this side. Now I'm brushing like this so I don't have to abrade. I don't want to be spending a lot of my time abrading this stuff. Just in case a defect is in the middle, I don't want to be spending too much time doing the fancy stuff. The fancy platforms and all the abrading and all that kind of stuff. Nope. As long as I got a solid platform. Yeah. That didn't go very far. As far as depth, it went far as far as length. Let's see. Yeah, I had to hit it much higher and harder to get that off there. Okay, it looks okay. Yeah. All right, now I can do the fancy abrading. It's a biface now with the turtle back gone. Mindset changed. Shift, phase 2. All right. Still using a big, heavy tool on it. I don't have to. I can do the rest with indirect percussion. But since it's snapping well, I'm going to take the risk. Yep, I'll take the risk. It's a Central Texas chert. Yeah, thinning flake. I like these. I can make bird points. That's a good candidate. This one and this one are relatively same. Yeah. Thin flakes. Okay, I'll keep those together so that I can remember. And then I'll put these somewhere else. I can't use that one. I can use these two. Use some of this debitage. Okay. Are we getting anywhere? Do I make a drill out of this or something better? Drills are cool and everything, but I might be able to make something a little bit fancy. All right. I gotta be careful with these strikes. Yeah, it feels just like a heat treat. I could easily just blow it apart if I don't hit it right. Yeah, as long as I hit it right, it's really nice. Really nice to work with. All right, so I'm getting to the point where I'm going to listen to the anxiety and switch over to indirect percussion. And I probably will not make a drill out of this particular point. This particular one, yeah. This spall. Because it feels too nice. So I'll just snap it until the 30-minute mark and then move on to another piece. Yeah, I don't know what to call these videos now. These are not really formal videos. These are just random stuff. Breaks or no breaks. You know, I'll break some. No, I won't break some. There'll be bifaces or not bifaces. When is something not a biface? Well, when I finish a point, sometimes I can finish a point quickly within 30 minutes, so it won't be like a biface video. It's just hard to name these things sometimes. Now in my tools video, I mentioned that copper works better than all my tools that I currently have. It would be better if I use copper for everything. I did make that statement because I do think it's true. Even though a solid billet of copper like this, or a solid mallet, maybe, definitely not just thick, but a solid mallet of copper is going to be a little bit too heavy by comparison. The plastic is light, but a heavy copper billet can be used as long as it's not too large. And a heavy copper mallet can be used as long as it's not too large, right? I don't know what the thickness would have to be. Maybe 3/4 inch. Maybe a little bit more to be a good combination billet and mallet, because you can hit it like a mallet, but then you could also use it as a billet to shape. So you don't have to keep shifting back and forth between the mallet and the billet. I'm shifting back and forth between the two a lot of times. If you use them both together, I do use these two also, but this is a little bit heavy and a little bit short to be using as a mallet. I can't really generate much velocity with this, not like I can with the other longer mallet. But anyway, I did mention that copper was better just in general, just so that answers that question, because I get that question a lot. Yeah, I use steel. You're using steel, but is it better? You're using aluminum, but is it better? I get that question a lot, so that's why I said that. It's not better. Not really. Overall, taking everything into consideration. Ouch, that hurt. Yeah, this edge is not strong enough for these hits. Yeah, even if I barely touch it, it's not going to do it. Okay. But anyway, yeah, the copper is better. In general, overall, everything taken into consideration, blah, blah, blah. So hopefully that answers that question. So I'll just say, go to the video on my tools. My current tools. I'm knocking off edges. I'm knocking off like a hammer stone, and I'm abrading at the same time. That's why I do it like this and not like this. That's why I'm not sitting here doing this, because I want to knock pieces off. I want to create some flakes instead of just a bunch of little crumbs, okay? If I sit there and do this, produce little crumbs, that takes me forever, and I get knapper's cramp. I can't sustain that for very long. Okay. That's a little hard concrete spot there or something. It's not cooperative. I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of shattery. If I can't thin this down, then I will make a drill out of it. it's too shattery to thin down. It'll produce too many step fractures as I try to thin it if it's too shattery. So we'll see. If that's the case, then I will make a drill. Yeah, I gotta regularize it with pressure. I'm fighting it too much now that these edges are not robust enough to help prevent the shattering. Yeah. Yeah, pressure flake's okay. But it's easier than the last piece. Although some of the areas on here are kind of crumbly. Very similar to the last piece. Some of this area here is similar to what I was working with in the beginning of the video. It's silicified and it's snappable, but it's kind of crumbly. I'm wondering if that last one was a heat treat. Could be. This one does feel like a heat treat, but it's kind of tough. Not all heat treat ends up being glass-like. It can, and that's your goal, but not all of it ends up being that way. And sometimes you don't want it to be too glass-like, because then you start running into problems that you'd run into when you're knapping obsidian. Too brittle. And it won't run long flakes like obsidian, so it'll have the easy breakability of obsidian, but not the nice flaking characteristics. So it's a problem. Yeah, and I am grinding a lot because I had trouble last time with the edges not being strong enough to support these long flakes I'm trying to remove. All right, here we go. Where is it? There it is. Let's see if I can do a thinning pass. This edge is low enough that I can do a thinning pass from that edge. Okay. Thinning, yes, thinning flake. Big one, then a short one, then another big one. Somewhere. Yeah. Supposedly that was a big one, but it didn't work. Let's try the other side. Yeah, kind of a thinning flake. It did go past halfway a little bit. That one did not. But it got through some of that concrete-y looking stuff. Not too shabby, not too shabby. I mean, I could always make a thick point. Not have to worry too much about this stuff. Why do I worry about thinness? Why do I even worry about it? Oh no, that's not good. I can see it. There it is. It scooped it out instead of running. That means I got to prepare the edge even stronger. Yeah. So when I do it this way, it's because I'm trying to knock off little flakes at the same time I'm grinding. This is grinding, but this I'm trying to knock off flakes as well. And I'm not individually trying to dig in there and get stuff out of there. I'm not individually trying to isolate and all that stuff. Just in general, because I don't know where I can hit most effectively, even though it looks like I could hit here. We'll see. Yeah, that did something, but not as much as I wanted. That's good enough for this stage. We'll do the next stage on the next video. All right.